My beloved child, there is a letter I have been writing to you. Not a letter you will find in a mailbox or tucked inside an old book you borrowed from a library. Not a note folded into the pocket of a coat you haven't worn in years. Not a message typed out and saved in a folder you have forgotten the password to. No, this letter is different. This letter has been written in a language deeper than words. It has been written in the quiet that follows a long night of tears. It has been written in the texture of your own breath when you did not know anyone was listening. It has been written in the ache you carry, the one you have stopped naming because naming it would make it too real to bear. This letter has been writing itself since before you were born, and the strangest part is, you are still holding it. You just haven't learned to read it yet. You have spent so much of your life reading other letters, the ones written in rejection, the ones written in disappointment, the ones written in the voices of people who did not know how to love you the way you needed to be loved. You have memorized those letters. You have underlined their harshest sentences in the margins of your mind. You have folded them into the deepest pockets of your heart and carried them everywhere, through jobs, through relationships, through years that should have been lighter than they were. And then you wonder why your hands feel so heavy. But listen to me now, child, because this is the part of the letter you have been skipping. That letter, the one you have been carrying, was never meant for you. You picked it up by accident. You found it lying in the hallway of someone else's pain and decided it must belong to you. You recognized the handwriting. It looked like theirs. It sounded like theirs. It said the same cruel things they used to say. So you assumed it was addressed to you, but it was not. It was addressed to a version of you that never truly existed, a version that was designed to carry guilt that was never yours to carry, a version that was supposed to believe that love had to be earned, that grace had to be purchased, that forgiveness had to be chased down like a debt. That version was never real, and I never wrote that letter. Here is what I actually wrote. I wrote that you are not a problem to be solved. You are a person to be loved. I wrote that your failures do not embarrass me. They move me. They move me toward you, not away from you. Every time you fall, I do not step back to see if you will get up on your own. I step forward, I kneel beside you, and I wait. Not to lecture you, not to shame you, but simply to be near you. I wrote that the people who left you did not leave because you were unworthy. They left because they themselves had lost the map. They were wandering. They were lost in their own night. Their leaving was never a verdict on your value. It was simply a sign that they were not yet ready to stand in the light with you. I wrote that the season you are in right now, the one that feels so dry, so empty, so long, it is not your final chapter. It is not even a chapter. It is a single sentence in a book you have not yet learned to read. And the sentence is not, you have been abandoned. The sentence is not, you are being prepared. The truth is this. I wrote that the apology you never received, the one you still wait for in the quiet hours, it was never required for you to heal. You have been waiting for a key from someone who never owned the lock. I have been holding the door open this entire time. You have simply been looking in the wrong direction. I wrote that the shame you carry is not a punishment for what you did. It is a lie that was told to you before you could recognize a lie, and I am not here to punish you for believing it. I am here to hand you the truth, slowly, gently, in a language you can finally understand. The truth is this. You are more loved than you have dared to hope, more wanted than you have allowed yourself to feel, more held than you have ever been willing to admit. You have been reading a letter that was never written to you, and I have been standing here, waiting for you to finally set it down and read the one I have been writing in your name. The one I have been writing goes like this. Dear one, I have watched you wake up every morning to a world that did not always welcome you kindly. I have seen you smile when you did not feel like smiling, and I have heard you whisper prayers when you thought no one was listening. I have counted every tear that fell in the dark, not to keep score, but to collect them, to hold them, to tell you that not one of them was wasted. You have asked me why things are taking so long. You have asked me why certain doors remain closed. You have asked me why the healing you have prayed for has not yet arrived on the schedule you hoped for. And I have not answered those questions the way you expected, not because I am unwilling, but because the answer was never meant to be given in words. It was meant to be given in presence, in patience, in the slow unfolding truth that I am not in a hurry to fix you, because you were never broken. You were only waiting to be seen, and now you are seen, all of you, the parts you hide, the parts you are ashamed of, the parts you wish you could cut away and leave behind. I see them all, and I have not turned away. I have never turned away, because that letter you thought I wrote, the one full of conditions and requirements in fine print, that was never mine. That was a letter you wrote to yourself using borrowed ink from people who had no right to write on your heart. Now I am asking you to do something small but difficult. Put that letter down, just for a moment, just long enough to open your hands and see what I am placing in them instead. It is the same letter I have been writing since the first morning of your existence. And it says, in every line, in every space between the words, you belong, you are mine, you are not alone, and nothing, not your mistakes, not your doubts, not your darkest hour, nothing will ever change that. There is still more to this letter, child. There is more to the story than you have been able to see from where you are standing. The road ahead will not always be clear. The nights will not always be easy. There will be mornings when you wake up and wonder if any of this is real, if my voice was ever really speaking, or if you simply imagined it. But on those mornings, when the doubt is loud and the hope is quiet, I want you to remember this. I am still writing. I am still writing the pages you have not yet reached. I am still shaping the sentences that will one day make sense of the chapters that currently feel like chaos. And the letter will not end where you think it will. It will end where it began, in the place where I first looked at you and said, this one is mine. So for now, just breathe. Just let your hands rest. Just let the old letter fall, and let the new one rise to meet you. It is not finished yet, because you are not finished yet. But I am still writing, and I am writing it only for you. With all the love that has ever existed, and all the love that will ever be, your Father, your Keeper, your home. Amen.